Hi, I'm Ash, welcome back to my channel. So I've been living in Japan for around 4 years now as a university student. And during that time, I had to learn how to save money. For the first 2 years, I didn't have a part-time job. So I really needed to learn how to save money. So I'm going to share with you 6 practical ways on how to save money in Japan like a cheap uni student. So the first way is knowing when to buy. So be smart about when you purchase. It's annoying sometimes when you buy something full price when you could have got it on sale. So I'm going to tell you when you should buy in Japan. So there are 2 sale periods in Japan. So the first sale period is actually at the start of the year and it goes all the way to February and sometimes into March. The New Year sale kind of encompasses the Christmas sales and the end of year sales. So really the New Year period is kind of the big sale in Japan. And during this time, there's sometimes things called happy bags or lucky bags. This is when you can get really big discounts on clothing and electronical goods if you get like a lucky bag. And usually they're older stock or discontinued stock, so I think you should be a little bit wary about that. Okay, and the second period is during the summer period, and this is June, July, August. So you should buy during these 2 periods. But I do have another tip for you on how to save money. During the sale period, usually most discounts start at around 30% off, and around January, it'll be 30% off, maybe 40% off, and then as time goes by, things get further discounted. So you can definitely see this with clothing stores. They usually discount at 30% off, then it goes 40, 50, and then 60, and sometimes up to 70% off. So I do recommend that you purchase usually at the middle or at the end of the sale. It's the same with the summer sale as well. So recently I purchased quite a bit of stuff from the summer sales in Japan. The summer sales are still going on in Japan, so if you want to purchase something, now's the time. So that's how you can save money on clothing, electronical goods, or other random goods. Okay, but I can tell you another way to save money every day, and that's on food. So most supermarkets in Japan make pre-made food, and this is the best way to save money. They're usually quite cheap and actually taste good as well. So I recommend you to go get supermarket food. But the trick here is buying it after 5 p.m. So usually at 5 p.m. you'll see someone in the supermarkets with a trolley and they'll have some stickers and they'll put the stickers on the food. And it'll usually be like 10% off, 20% off, 30% off. And as the day goes by, it gets further discounted. So usually by around 7 p.m. or so, most of the food is half price. So I definitely recommend for you to go at night around 7. If you can hold off dinner until that time, you should get pre-made food at the supermarket. So what I did a lot when I was living in Nagoya is I used to go to my supermarket and I went there around at like 7:30. Quite a few people know about this as well. So I kind of had to fight with a lot of people to try to get the food that I wanted at half price. But it's definitely worth it because you save a lot of money. So what I did is bought a lot of food at half price at night, and then I would refrigerate a lot of the food and then I would eat it the next day. And it still tastes perfectly fine. So it's made on that day, it's fresh on that day, and you just put it in the fridge and then eat it the next day. And you'll save money on breakfast and lunch. Okay, and then you can go do it again and save money on dinner. So yeah, I used to have 3 meals a day from the supermarket at half price. So that's something that you can do to save a lot of money on food. So let's move on to the second way to save money in Japan. There are a lot of point cards, rewards cards, loyalty programs. It's like a massive thing here. And usually every store, like I'm not even kidding, like nearly every store offers like a point card or a rewards card. So I have a whole bunch with me right here. I actually have more than this, but here are some examples that I have. Like I have a lot. So I have the Tokyo Hands card, I have the Matsukio card, IKEA, the cafe that I love to go to, department store card, drugstore card, milk tea card. Okay, so nearly every store that I've been to, they always have some sort of points card or rewards card. And most people think, oh, like, well, it's a hassle to get it. But honestly, it's not a hassle. You save a lot of money. So my local supermarket has like some rewards cards as well. And sometimes these rewards cards, you can use them across different stores. So I have the pointer card, which I use at my local supermarket and also at Lawson. Or you can also use pointer card at many different stores as well. And yeah, I managed to accumulate up to 2,000 points, and that's the equivalent to 2,000 yen. So I can basically use those 2,000 points on any stores that allow or use the pointer card system. So yeah, you can definitely save a lot of money, and it's basically a cashback system. Or you can get like free drinks like at cafes, You can get a free meal sometimes as well. For example, Marugame, they always give you like a little point card that you can only use for that month. But if you go there like nearly every day, you'll definitely get a free meal out of it. So I definitely recommend to go get yourself a rewards card or point card. You definitely can save money and you can also get free stuff. So moving on to the third way to save money in Japan. Okay, so payment methods. So there are many different types of payment methods, and most people think that Japan is a cash-based society. And maybe that's not wrong in certain places, certain cities, maybe smaller cities. But in Tokyo, it's increasingly becoming cashless. And they actually promote you to use cashless payments. So recently, in the past 3 years or so, mobile payments have become a big way to pay in Japan. So there's a lot of benefits to paying with mobile. The one that I use, which is called PayPay, gives you 1.5% cash back. And then you can also get cash back on your bills, which is pretty crazy. So on my national health insurance, I managed to get cash back on that because I paid using PayPay. So anytime you're purchasing anything from a store, try to pay with mobile payment or card. If you don't want to sign up for mobile payment, you can still use card. A lot of cards do offer 0.5% cash back. A lot of the bigger banks offer lower percentages like 0.2, 0.3. So check with your bank how much you're getting back on your card. And also credit cards have their own kind of point systems and cashback systems as well. So make sure you're getting or you're choosing a company that gives you the most cash back. You might think that the percentages are small, like 0.5, or it's not much, or 1% is not much, but really it is a lot. Especially if you make any big purchases, like 1% is still a lot of money back. So that's how you can save money. So my local supermarket offers quite a few different mobile payments. And yeah, I save 1.5% every time I shop at my supermarket. So if you can, try to avoid paying cash. Either pay with card or use mobile payments. Okay, so moving on. Alright, so the fourth way to save money in Japan is buying in bulk and buying online. So I did my research. When I first came to Japan, I went to all the different drugstores and even the supermarkets, and I took photos of all my daily necessities. I was like, okay, how much do they cost? And you should do that as well to kind of gauge what are the prices like around your area. And what I've noticed is that buying online and buying in bulk online is a lot cheaper than buying in store, even when the items are on sale. So I usually use Rohako or I use Amazon, and I buy most of my daily necessities in bulk. I'll buy like 5 boxes of toilet paper, 4 boxes of paper towels, tissues. So you should really buy your daily necessities online and in bulk. And I recommend using Amazon or Rohako or any kind of website that offers purchasing daily necessities in bulk. Okay, so the fifth way to save money is on transport. Now this one's really important because a lot of people can be lazy about transport, but you honestly should not be lazy about transport in Japan, especially in Tokyo. You can actually save a lot of money if you're smart about how you travel and you know which lines to catch. And this is particularly important in Tokyo. So Tokyo has many different lines and they're owned by many different private companies. So for example, if you're riding on JR and then you change onto Metro, you'll be paying probably another 120 yen more as opposed to just riding on JR. It's a bit ridiculous. But if you can, try to stay on the same line, okay? Stay with the same company. So if you're riding on JR, stay on JR. If you're using Metro, stay on Metro. Okay, try to stay with the same company because every time you change, you're paying an extra 100 and something. There's an app that I use, which is called Norikae Annai, which is basically a transfer guide. It's not exactly just transferring, but honestly, it's such a good app to have. I'll put it here and I'll put the link down below in the description box. Use this app. Okay, you can search up. There's 3 different categories that show you, okay, this is the fastest way to get to your location. This is the one with the less transfers. And there's also a category that shows you the cheapest way to get to your place. Okay, and usually you'll see that the cheapest way is staying on the same line. Okay, so it might be like, I don't know, sometimes if you're going to a place, it might be 5 minutes quicker to go onto JR and then change onto Metro. Maybe if you stay on Metro, it'll be 5 minutes slower, but you'll actually save 100 and something yen. Okay, that 100 and something yen can go towards food. Okay, it can go towards many different things. And as you do this every time, you're saving more and more money on transport. So be smart about how you travel, especially in Tokyo when there are so many different lines and companies. Another way to save on transport is walking. So there are many stations in Tokyo that are around 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes apart from each other. If you can walk. Taking a train between those two stations that are only 10 minutes apart can cost you 170 yen, 180 yen. Okay, obviously, if you can't walk, if you have a bicycle, use your bicycle. A lot of people in Japan use their bicycle because they want to save money on transport, because so many of the stations are actually really close to each other. So this is specific to Tokyo. Usually JR and Metro are a lot cheaper. There are other private companies that cost a little bit more. So generally I prefer to ride on Metro within the Tokyo area. Okay, so another secret tip on how to save money on transport is going to ticket shops. Ticket shops actually give a discounted price on many Shinkansen trips. So you can purchase a little ticket basically, and you can usually use this ticket anytime. I think you can purchase ones that are specific for that day, but they're usually for a specific period. There are actually a lot of ticket shops around the Shinjuku area, and you can save a lot of money on Shinkansen trips if you buy from the ticket shop. So try to visit the ticket shops if you can. If you really want to save money on trips, don't take the Shinkansen, take the highway buses. Usually the highway buses are maybe 2 hours longer, 3 hours longer. So if you have time, I recommend catching the highway buses. You actually save a lot of money. Purchase the tickets at least 1 month beforehand. You will save a lot more money. For example, if you're going from Nagoya to Tokyo, it'll cost you around 3,000 yen for one trip. But if you purchase 1 month in advance, usually it might cost you 1,500 yen. So you can save a lot of money. Okay, so the 6th way to save money in Japan, like a cheap uni student, is buying secondhand. There are so many secondhand stores in Japan. I'm going to make a video about what kind of shops you should go to or how to purchase secondhand in Japan, and I'll talk about all the different stores. And each store kind of has their own secondhand selection. So if you want to purchase designer secondhand, you should go to certain specific stores. Or if you just want to purchase any kind of brand, you just want to get something cheap, there are certain stores for that as well. I know some people don't like purchasing secondhand in Japan, but honestly, a lot of the items that I see, a lot of the products that I see in secondhand stores are actually quite new. And from what I've seen, a lot of the clothing maybe has been like worn once or twice, like the clothing that I've purchased from secondhand stores, they are in very good condition. I kind of cannot stress that enough. There's not really any stains, and you get them at a good price. So it's practically buying new at a low price, because a lot of the clothes are in really good condition. So I do recommend purchasing secondhand in Japan. So I'm going to make a video about purchasing secondhand goods in Japan and how you can save. So make sure to subscribe to my channel, as I will upload that video soon. Okay, so those are the 6 ways to save money in Japan, like a cheap uni student. But I actually have some more tips for you on how to save money, and these ones are a little bit specific. So the first thing is about purchasing online. So when you purchase online, try to use a cashback program. So I'm signed up to quite a few different cashback programs, especially when I'm purchasing overseas. But in Japan, there's a specific one called rebates, and this is tied to Rakuten. So if you buy quite a lot of Rakuten, you should really be using the rebates program. So you also get extra Rakuten points, but you also get rebates points as well. And that goes towards your Rakuten account. So every time I purchase online, I usually search up the store in the rebates website, and I'll see how much percentage I can get. And you can even get cashback on stores overseas. So for example, like iHerb, you can get 10% off, and sometimes they do campaigns where you can get 15% off. It's really, really good. So I do recommend joining a cashback program if you're purchasing online. All right, another thing is adding stores as friends online. Now I know this sounds a little bit ridiculous, but actually it saved me a lot of money. So I've added Matsukiyo, the very big drugstore in Japan, as a friend online, and every 2 weeks they send me a coupon. And I can use this coupon as many times as I want. So it's like a 10% off coupon, and that's a lot, especially if you're buying something from the drugstore. Like every time I just open up my line messages with Matsukiyo, and then I just show it to the cashier, and I get 10% off. So yeah, there are many stores that ask you, oh, would you like to add us as a friend online? Add them as a friend online, because you're usually going to get some coupons, and you'll also get notifications of when they're going to have sales. So try to add stores as friends online, and also sign up to emails, because then you'll know when the sales are. And this kind of ties with my first point. So those are all the tips on how to save money in Japan like a cheap uni student. This is everything that I've learned in my 4 years If there's anything more, I will definitely make another video about it. But if you have any comments or questions, make sure to leave a comment down below and I will try to get back to you when I can. So I hope you found these 6 tips helpful. If you're thinking about moving to Japan or you're currently living in Japan, these 6 tips will definitely help you save money. And it's definitely helped me save money to buy what I want in Japan. So I'll be creating more content like this about my life in Japan, advice on living in Japan. So if you're interested in more content like that, make sure to like my video and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. See you!